Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Unfiltered commentary. And not your truth, the real truth. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for your support. Hi, folks. Welcome back from Fox News. Pro-abortion protesters marched to homes of Justices Kavanaugh and Roberts in vigil for Roe v. Wade. Now, why they picked those two out, I don't know. I think this is despicable. I'm not against peaceful protests, never have been, never will be. The place for that is at the Supreme Court building, not in the residential area where the justices live. I don't mean just because it's disruption for the houses around in the residential area. I think it's intimidating judges. And it's borderline. It's probably legal, but a residential area, come on. Give me a break. Now, supposedly, Justice Roberts, who was a very big disappointment if you're a conservative, is on the fence concerning the legislation striking down Roe v. Wade. That has been the Supreme Court ruling for almost 50 years. I think it's bad law. I think they're protesting for basically nothing. Give an example where they live, I'm sure in Virginia or Maryland, or even in the District of Columbia in D.C., none of the abortion laws will change. This isn't about abortion. This is about bad law. And even Ruth Bader Ginsburg, rest her soul, said so. You know, it's funny. If she was alive today, I wondered what she would think of this. Probably not very much. And she was about as left as they come. So let's read on. Oh, by the way, Kavanaugh has young children in his house. I don't think Roberts does. And this shows him here. I'm not going to play the video because I've been getting some video claims lately. Pro-abortion protesters marched to homes of Justice Kavanaugh and Roberts in vigil for Roe v. Wade. Now, maybe they live close by each other. It was just more convenient for them to protest there. I don't know, nor do I care. Don't like it at all. It's very much like the intimidation of cabinet members under then President Donald Trump. They went to restaurants. It was ridiculous. Make their lives miserable. Remember the famous clip from brain-dead Congress member Maxine Waters, who says, you see them in a gasoline station, you see them in a department store, you see them in a restaurant, tell them, push up on them, and tell them they're not welcome. That's not insurrection? Oh, okay. Pro-abortion protesters marched to the homes of Justice Roberts and Kavanaugh Saturday night in a candlelight vigil for Roe v. Wade. The protest began in a local cafe in Chevy Chase before they began their march to the homes of Roberts and Kavanaugh, with a flyer for the event saying they will protest outside the homes for reproductive freedom. I find that a really, really, really bizarre term, reproductive rights. You're not protecting rights of reproduction. You're doing just the opposite. Protesters came here chanting, keep abortion safe and legal during the protest. Here's their problem. And we'll see a couple of pictures here. There's some of the officers. Are they peacefully protesting? Yeah. I think it's ridiculous that they're camped outside of a Supreme Court justice's home. I am a person. Forced pregnancy. No one's forcing you to get pregnant. When you made that decision to have unprotected sex, you knew that might happen. Actions have consequences. Well, I didn't mean to smash into a van full of nuns when I was drunk driving. Since I didn't mean to do it, I should let off the hook. No, actions have consequences. That's the way the world works. Unfortunately, when you grow up, you'll see. And it just shows some there. I mean, are they peacefully protesting? Yeah, but I think it's despicable. Absolutely despicable. I consider intimidation of judges. This is very much like, I think it was NBC that was following the bus of jurors during the Kavanaugh trial and got caught. And he said, well, I wasn't going to speak to any of them. I wasn't going to film any of them. Then what the hell were you there for? You were there to intimidate them. Let's cut through the crap before we all drowned in it. Images of coat hangers can be seen chalked down the street. Yeah. A left-wing group called Shut Down D.C. is also planning on holding another protest outside Supreme Court Justice Alito's home on May 9th. There is probably one of the most oxymoronical, ironic pictures of all time. Abortion saves lives. I find that absolutely amazing. This is why these people are going to lose this fight. And just the average American, they won't compromise. They will not compromise. These are the same people, by the way, that looked their nose down at the founders when they made the 3/5 of a human for slaves in the South. They made that despicable compromise because there was no other way to do it. And it was wrong, and it was borderline evil. But here's the thing. The average American thinks the same way, and I'll tell you what I mean. There is no compromise on abortion, just like there's no compromise on slavery. But you have to come to one to keep the country together. And that compromise, as far as I'm concerned, is the compromise abortion allowed in the first trimester or at the extreme physical health of the mother. The mother is not going to make it. There's very few people that will argue against any of those. And that's the compromise. It's despicable. It's wrong. But it's the best compromise that can be made under the circumstances. And these people simply won't. You're going to see in the next story why I think they're going to lose. The evening of Monday, May 9th, we will hold a vigil for all the rights that Alito is threatening to take away. He's not threatening. That's the lie. If these people are intentionally lying or they're freaking clueless. Because it's been impossible to reach it with the Supreme Court, especially now with the enormous fences, Yeah, because if you see, not too long ago during the Kavanaugh confirmation hearings, there were hundreds of people banging on the door of the Supreme Court trying to break in. Of course, there's enormous fences. Duh. We will do it at his home. Since we can't get in his face and intimidate him, we'll do this here. We'll gather at a nearby location and walk together to his house. Yeah, I'm sure the location will be with the permission of the property owner, but I doubt it. At the foot of his driveway on the public street, we will light candles and speakers will share their testimony and hold a moment of silence for the rights we know are ours. Then walk back together to the meeting location. They're not taking away your right to abortion. They're giving it to the states where you live, where the people that live there get to decide. That is democracy in its purest form. And you don't like it. Now let's see the next story here. You're going to love this one. This is the one. Things like this are going to make the pro-abortion, pro-choice people, whatever you want to call them, this is why they're going to lose. From the Post-Millennial, watch pro-abortion protesters put on grotesque display at Catholic Church. And it is. Run pro-abortion protester waved the plastic baby doll with a pink cloth tied around its neck and even smashed the doll's head in the ground. Now, you're going to say, John, and there's the lunatic there, as the parishioners at the Catholic Church were praying outside. This is an extreme case. Pro-choice people aren't like that. Technically, that's true. But how many of them came out in condemnation of this? And the answer is 0.0. And that is the issue. They have zero problem with what she did. Pro-abortion advocates in New York put on a disgraceful display in front of a Catholic church this past weekend. disrupting prayers and exhibiting crude behavior at the place of worship. The protest, which took place at the corner of Prince and Model Streets in Soho, featured dozens of protesters who cheered at a line of people praying, cheered and jeered at the line of people praying in front of the church. One attendee in particular, dressed in what appeared to be a one-piece bathing suit, walked up to the men praying and screamed in their faces. She also waved around a plastic baby doll with a pink cloth tied around its neck. "I'm killing the mother effing baby," she yelled, strangling the doll. Now, I'm going to play just a brief clip to show you how nutbar these people are. Yeah. Absolutely insane. Here's the part that really kills me. Listen to this. God for abortion. Thank God for abortion. Thank God. You know what? No matter what side of the aisle you're on for this, maybe it isn't even a political side, more of a moral side, depending on what side you fall on. Singing "Thank God for Abortion" in front of a Catholic church. You have to be so far gone mentally. You have to be. And here's the thing. Well, what's going to happen? Where is the criticism from the pro-choice people? Here it is. Crickets. Disgusting. Let's read on. She was eventually pushed away from prayer demonstrators and joined the crowd of the pro-abortion activists, who took her in with open arms, it says, saying, "What the F are you doing? You know how ridiculous and sick and asinine you look? You know the kind of bullshit we're going to have to hear from this now, from this sign? You just gave them a bunch of ammunition?" Nope. I'm sure they took her in with open arms. Here she sits on the ground and appears to pretend to give birth. I didn't show the picture, but she also smashes the doll's head in the ground between her legs. "Stop effing praying. It's not effing working," she yells at the demonstrators while pro-abortion activists laugh. "If God murdered his son, why can't I?" she yells. "What the F is the priest terrorizing my mother effing uterus?" she says at one point. Pro-abortion activists also sing "Thank God for America." Excuse me. There's a Freudian slip. "Thank God for abortion." Amid the lunacy, pro-life demonstrators maintain their calm and continue to peacefully pray. Yeah, as would most conservative people do. There's this lunatic here. Incredible. You know, there's been 30 million abortions since Roe v. Wade, I think they said. And then you got to remember something, too. It isn't just 30 million people gone. They would have had children as well. So we're probably looking at 60, 70 million people. And you said, "Well, John, there's overpopulation in the earth." Bullshit. We just have people crammed together too close. What we have the density of population is the problem, not the number of people. And what we do with that density and the problems that it causes. But I digress. And the vast majority, over 50% of those 30 million aborted babies, and those babies, when they would have brought up that had children, would have been non-white. I just don't get it. I don't get it from ideology view from these people. These are the same people that scream racism at every given moment. Every given moment. But yet, here they are. Here they are defending this. It's ignoramuses like this that will take their so-called cause and they will lose in the end. Will the Supreme Court buckle under the pressure now that the leak of the majority decision has, at least the first draft, has leaked out? We will see. We will see. But this is the issue that will split this country, just like slavery was the issue that split the country in the 1800s. And ironically enough, the people that are defending this, in this case abortion, and in 1800 slavery, the arguments are almost mirror images. I want these people to think about that for a minute. Think about that for a minute. It's really true. And they're all Democrats. What a big shocker. Until the next time, goodbye and good luck.